My role as Sport and Student Development Officer is pretty simple. It's what it says on the tin. I support sports clubs and I also help students with their personal development. So my first priority would be to break down any barriers to participation within sport. My second priority would be to develop a community around sport at Bristol that everyone can get behind and be proud of. And finally, to make it easier for any students to access the resources they need for their personal development.
So the Undergraduate Education Officer takes care of all undergraduates' academic needs, both locally and as part of the national fight for free education. I'll work with course reps to reform assessment and feedback, to change curriculum, to cut hidden costs, and to ensure that our mental health is a priority in any changes made to our degrees. My priorities this year are diverse. I want to work with liberation officers to hold the university accountable for the attainment gap. I want to get an annual scholarship system for refugees and asylum seekers to study here, and I want to get as many students as possible running to be a course rep, because getting involved as a course rep in my first year was the best thing that I ever did.
My role doesn't just cover student housing, it also covers student wellbeing, mental health support and also sustainability issues. One of my priorities is to work with student groups to better inform students about renting in the private sector, to tackle shoddy housing and soaring rents, which is increasingly putting Bristol out of the reach of some students. I also want to work with other student union officers to lobby for increased funding for the student counselling service and further develop student-led support groups. Finally, I'd like to set up a more regular charity shop on campus, which would encourage students to reuse things and reduce waste.
As ELA Officer, I work to help remove the barriers that affect marginalised identities, such as Black and minority ethnic students, women, disabled students, faith groups and also LGBT+ students. My priorities are to take a stand against the government's racist prevent agenda that racially profiles students on campus. I will also embed mental health within liberation by running self-care workshops. And last but not least, I want to raise awareness around institutional racism and how it affects Black and minority ethnic students here on campus.
I'm the lead officer on anything to do with postgraduate educational experience. So anything to do with your course, academic welfare, anything that's affecting your studying or your research, I'm the lead officer for that. One of my main priorities for the year is working on a project that I started last year on part-time students. So I did a big research project on how to improve their experience and I'll be looking to implement those changes this year. Another priority for the year is the Postgraduate Network, which is a big kind of society for postgraduate students looking to kind of build community and have a good time together.
I'm responsible for the proper representation of sort of student activities, that includes sort of societies, volunteering, raising and giving RAG, and other responsibilities include sort of leading on democracy, both within Bristol SU, so how we make decisions as a student body, but also making sure students are heard citywide as well. So I'm going to be working towards 5 key priorities this year, including sort of putting students at the heart of our events, more events led by different groups of students. I'd like to see a more inclusive way we make decisions as a student body. We need easier processes for student leaders, better banking, better room bookings, but we also need strong campaigns towards free education and an SU building that is fit for purpose.